Get ready to go from surviving to thriving with me, Clare Downham, where we explore the no tools, no techniques shift to overcome stress, silence self-doubt and create a life of calm, fulfillment and freedom. Let's dive in and begin your transformation. So today, are you chasing calm? Do you know you're chasing calm? Are you aware that is your entire I don't know why I'm saying our me too, our entire motivation for anything we do. We have a system that just wants to get us back home. That's its entire reason for being. All we want to be is home. All we want to be is calm. All we want to be is peaceful. And it's realizing that every single thing we do all the time is for that sole purpose. Now, you might look at stuff you're doing and stuff other people are doing and think and go, what's this silly woman talking about? What's she on about? Crazy mad woman saying that everything I'm doing is to try and feel calm. But find me something that isn't for that reason. It's all for that reason, whether it's drinking a glass of wine or meditating. All we want is to feel at peace. The trouble is that we kind of there's an element of confusion in it all, because that feeling of peace is who we are already. It's who we are at our core. It's who we are at our essence. We are peace. We are, Jack Pansky's quote just really encapsulates this, and that's all we are is peace, love, and wisdom, and the ability to create the illusion that we are not. That is the bedrock of us. That is the essence of us. That's who we really are. And those times when we experience that, perhaps we do meditate or we do have a glass of wine and we feel suddenly relaxed, we feel suddenly calm, we feel suddenly present in our body, whatever. We think the thing we've done, the wine or the meditation, is what's created that. But all that's really happened is a level of distraction from the thinking, the illusion that was created in the mind that was taking us away from that momentarily, or perhaps for longer than a moment. So let me try and take you through an example that really resonates with my previous life as a teacher. So I was a primary school teacher and then a school leader in charge of two different primary schools in the UK. So that's the 3 to 11 age range. And I remember so many of my staff. I was deeply concerned actually at one point that my teachers were struggling with the kind of routineness of going home for a glass of wine. Even it was called wine o'clock by some of my colleagues. That sense that we're going home for wine at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Not that teachers go home at 4:30 most of the time, to be fair. They don't. 5:30 maybe is more accurate, having been there since 7:30. And of course, we believe, don't we, that the wine is making us feel better, even if temporarily. It doesn't generally make us feel better, especially not the next morning, I find these days. I just can't hack it at all, even after one glass of wine. It feels shocking the next day. But let's just take this individual who's having a terrible day. They could be a teacher dealing with class 3 who are just a nightmare, or they could be somebody in a busy business, or they could be somebody just having a heck of a day. We've all had a heck of a day, haven't we, at some point? I think most of my days used to feel like a heck of a day at one point. We've all had one of those days, and so we get in the car and we start driving home, and as we're driving away from work, we're feeling tense and stressed, and we're going over the day and what went wrong, and oh my God, it's only Monday, we've got to go back again tomorrow, for crying out loud. So we were really stirred up and really wound up and we're thinking and thinking and thinking about our day. We're then worrying about tomorrow and how it's going to be equally as bad, etc., etc. But then we start to think about wine. We just start to think about the wine. And we think, you know what, I'm going to have a glass of wine. I deserve it. I deserve that glass of wine. I'm going to have that glass of wine when I get home. So we start to think about wine. So we might be thinking, oh, have I got wine in my house? Do I need to go to the shops first? And we're thinking about what kind of wine we're going to have. Are we going to have pink wine or white wine or red wine? It's called rosé. I don't know why I just called it pink wine. Anyway, it could be pink, couldn't it? Because it could be pink prosecco. It's called. Is it called rosé or pink? I don't know why we're having a conversation about prosecco right now, but anyway, we are. So it could be, choosing the wine, thinking about your favorite wine glass, thinking about, oh, is there already a bottle of white chilling in the fridge? I've already got some red open, airing. We just start, the mind just goes somewhere else other than my horrible day, my horrible job, my horrible class I've got to deal with again tomorrow, that horrible child who keeps, not that any child is really horrible, but sometimes if you're a teacher, there may be that difficult child who is making your day hell. You're not thinking about them anymore. You're not thinking about that, and you're not thinking about tomorrow's adventures with class 3 or whatever else you do in life. You're just suddenly you're just suddenly in a different train of thought, and your body starts to relax. And that's because you're thinking about wine, not because you're even drinking it. I guarantee that a lot of people will before that wine has even hit your lips, because then you get home, you get your bags through the door, you're straight to the fridge or the cupboard, depending if you're having the red or the white wine. You're opening the wine, you're pouring, and you're drinking the wine, and it feels right then like the wine has ended all your troubles. You get a moment's reprieve, don't you? Like it's just a moment, like your mind just settles. You're thinking about wine, and that's it. Now, 10 minutes later, you might be back to thinking about tomorrow and horrible class 3. That can easily happen. But for that short time, you're not thinking about your life and what's not good about your life and what's difficult about life and what's hard. You're in the present moment with you're thinking about wine, you're thinking about happy things that you like, wine, for example. And in that way, it's almost like distraction from the feeling. It's distraction from that thought process, that difficult thinking, that worrying thinking, that stressful thinking that was making your body feel awful, because that is the source of our feelings. The source of our feelings is it's our thought, it's the energy of thought in the moment taking form in the body. It's when we are believing things that are not true. Because, of course, if we're thinking about the past or the future, we're caught up in things that are not there. They're not there right now, so they're not true. They may seem like the truth, they're from the past, and they may really seem like the truth, they're from the future, but they're not really true. What's true is now, And this is why I keep saying, I was talking to a client today about getting into the body and feeling what's there rather than trying to resolve it in the outside world, because the answer isn't there. Now, why is that like meditation? Because exactly the same thing. You sit down to meditate, you find a comfortable place to be, you do something, breathing, probably grounding yourself, you bring yourself into the present moment, and you are no longer thinking about your difficult life, you and your difficult life, and all your problems, most of which are imagined. And I'm not discounting the fact that we have things going on in our lives, all of us, and some of those are very difficult. But when we are thinking about them endlessly, that's why they feel so awful. That's why it feels so awful in our body. And we're trying all the time to resolve that, whether we shout at a loved one, whether we drink wine, whether we meditate, whether we're tapping, whether we're just all the chasing away of emotions. All of it's the same. All of it is the same. All of it is the same, trying to resolve the same thing, trying to feel better through the outside world when our better feelings are just not in the outside world. They're literally a breath away. Like that would probably be the one thing I would do when I'm feeling stirred up about something, is breathe and just breathe, be with my breathing and be with my body, be in my body. We have built an entire structure as human beings on trying to chase away our emotions as quickly as we possibly can. And look what it's doing. Look at the detrimental effect that is having on us as a population, as a species. As a species, we are struggling with that battle, and we're doing things that are not good for us, not good for other people, not good for the planet, not good for our physical body, to try and feel better. That's it. That's the driver. Look for that driver in your own life. Look for where you are just trying to feel better, and pause long enough to see that the emotions you're experiencing are literally unable to hurt you. That they're okay, they're safe. Like feeling safe in your own body, feeling grounded in your body is so important, and particularly if the feelings are strong, because we think they're dangerous and we've got to get rid of them, and they're just not. And we're doing so much. And fundamentally, I was chatting to my fiance Bruce about this morning. This is addiction. I get a little relief from the thing I'm doing, whether that, I would honestly say I was addicted to meditation for a while. I really thought I couldn't sustain a day without doing it, that I couldn't be okay, that I would not function if I didn't meditate. And now I don't meditate at all, unless I fancy it as a nice thing to do, like going for a walk or, chilling out, doing something else that I just like doing. It's just a nice experience. And I think it's a nice tuning in experience as well. But if we're doing it to try and feel better, it is no different than doing anything else to try and feel better, including wine. So that's my little ponderings on that today. In the Thriving Woman approach, this is where we're looking. We're looking towards what is true for human beings, what is real, what is actually, what is actually going on in the functioning of a human being, in your functioning, and really getting to know yourself at the deepest level, so that when you're navigating life, you're doing it from a completely different place than this continually trying to resolve our emotions again and again and again in a fundamentally addictive way. So you can find out more about that at my website at claredownham.com, the Thriving Woman Masterclass. Please check that out. I hope you found this helpful. Take care. Lots of love. Thank you for tuning in to explore your journey from surviving to thriving. For more insights and resources, please visit my website www.claredownham.com and explore the Thriving Woman Masterclass. Remember, thriving is within your reach. See you next time.